Yes, but between the liners, welcome back to the show. Manchester United have just beaten Real Sociedad 1-0 away from home, and I can't lie to you. I don't know about you guys, but I feel a bit disappointed. Even though we've won the game and it's in Spain, we have a pretty poor record in Spain, as most English teams do. We've won the game against them, but the way that game ended and the way the second half got a bit chaotic and the formation was a bit everywhere and Harry Maguire went up front, I can't help but feel disappointed with that result. And obviously we had an aim to get 2 goals or win the game by a 2-goal deficit. We haven't managed to do it. So can you say that we failed? You could potentially say that we failed. We haven't achieved our objective despite winning the game only 1-0. Look, the consequences of this now is we're going to play a team like Barcelona, potentially Ajax or Juve or Porto or whoever else. I don't care. Bring them to Old Trafford. We'll go away, we'll still beat them and get through to the round of 16 in Europa League. I'm not fussed at all. Let's get into the positives of this game. Or let's talk about the starting lineup first. And obviously we've got the benefit of hindsight right now. But I guess the biggest question marks were obviously over whether Harry Maguire would start or not. And thankfully, Lindelof started. So I think Ten Hag got that correct. Secondly, Van der Beek started. I guess we all want to see him given minutes and see what he's capable of. Whether a game of this magnitude was the right game to put him in, I'm not so sure. Obviously, I've got the benefit of hindsight. And the other thing was to play Garnacho again after his last start in the Europa League in the last game and a good performance. And obviously, Rashford didn't play. Apparently, he had a slight muscle injury, so I understand Ten Hag's decision on that. So yeah, a few question marks over the starting lineup before the game, maybe the Van der Beek one being the biggest one. Let's take it into the positives of the game, because personally, the way that first half ended, I was very pleased with how we were playing. First 20 minutes, I thought it was a bit cagey. We gave the ball away a bit too many times. I think Casemiro and Eriksen were a bit guilty of that. They looked a bit too casual in the first 20 minutes, I felt like. Despite that, I felt Casemiro was protecting the back four incredibly, as he has done. In fact, Casemiro has now started our last 9 games in a row. We've won 7 of those games and we've only drawn 2. Like, his influence on the team is proven by stats and is proven with your own eyes when you see him protecting the back four. And there's a lot of things that you don't even see him do that won't get caught up in his stats, such as the way he positions himself to protect his back four, to protect a pass from going to his back four. And you're never actually going to see that in a stat because that's not a metric. There's no way to measure that. His ability to read the game is something you won't see in the stats, such as, look, if you take 2 yards to the right and he knows he's blocking a pass that might go to a Real Sociedad striker or opponent striker, instead that player's gone backwards because he knows that Casemiro is blocking that passing lane. That's something you won't pick up in the stats, and that's why he's crucial, and his prevention is better than cure in terms of playing Casemiro. Other than that, the defence, especially in the first half, I thought were magnificent. In fact, Dalot, again, you know, I don't know what's happened to him. I feel like he's got a bit of Martinez in him now. Every time he plays, his intensity, desire, and his reading of the game has really improved. I think attacking-wise wasn't the greatest today, but defensively, magnificent. Bruv, I don't even use words like magnificent. That's how you know he's a madness. And I want to give big credit to Luke Shaw, you know. Look, he had that good season with Oli, probably his best season United shirt so far, and then he had that good Euros with England as well. The way he played today and the way he's been playing the last games, sometimes I feel like we're guilty of thinking about how a player did play previously, and you fail to appreciate how he's actually playing right now. Luke Shaw, in 90% of that game, whenever he got on the ball, made the correct decision, 1. 2, his technique on the ball was phenomenal. First touch, dribbling on the ball. And 3, the way he's gliding through players, like he's making up yards of space, quick time. Like, I ain't seen him move like this in a long time. And he looks slimmer than he has done in a long time, I think. So big up Luke Shaw. I think he was our most effective player, to be honest. And if I was to give you lot my man of the match right now, I'd probably say Luke Shaw was my man of the match in that game. In terms of quality in possession, quality in transition and moving the play from defence to attack, I thought he was our best player overall. Martinez, man, what can I say about the butcher of Argentina, or whatever they call him? This guy is immense. Like I say, his influence on Dalot is one thing, but his influence on the rest of the team is very apparent, I think. The way he just fights for every single ball, his ability on the ball, his determination, his grit, intensity, every superlative you could throw at him, immense. And Lindelof, you know what? Shout out Lindelof, because obviously he's not Varane level, but he's proven to be very capable of being that third choice centre-back. And Varane obviously has his injury doubts as quite often as it is. So I think that Lindelof deserves a lot of credit, the way he's stepping into that space. Not as assertive or authoritative as Varane, but he's taken a place to be ahead of Harry Maguire, and pretty comfortably, to be honest. And Lindelof's always been all right, and he's always been that decent centre-back, but you just always hope for a bit more. But in terms of strength and using his body more, you can see he's incorporating that into his play, at least. Other than that, Casemiro was immense. Eriksen, I thought, was pretty classy on the ball for majority of the game, just a bit casual at times. Maybe didn't have too many line-breaking passes throughout the game, which maybe we needed a lot more, especially in the second half, which I'll get to. Other than that, Garnacho. Man, 18 years old, our youngest ever goal scorer in European competition. What a goal. And the pass from Ronaldo, top class assist, put it on the money for him. In fact, this is another positive that I'm going to get onto. Bruno Fernandes won that header, and shout out De Gea for the pass to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes won the header, flicked it onto Ronaldo, and it's a great pass from Ronaldo through to Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes, I think this might be the most aerial duels I've seen him win in one single game in a long time. And usually, I've seen him do this a lot, where a lot of players do this, to be honest. They go up for the ball for a header, but they're not really challenging. It's just like to prove that to the team and the manager, I've gone up for the header, I've challenged. But a lot of them aren't really trying to win the header because they're shook or whatever. They don't want to get their head hurt from a little header. But today, Bruno Fernandes, for the first time in a long time, I felt like proved his determination and desire and leadership to try and win every single header and every single first ball that I could see him try. And obviously he's out there on the right wing. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. We'll get onto that later. But in terms of his determination and winning headers, at least, and winning his duels today, I thought Bruno Fernandes was fantastic, and we need to see more of that. When do I use words like fantastic? This is what happens when you get on camera. Anyway, other than Bruno, we'll take it back to Garnacho. Garnacho's goal, sensational. There's no other word to say about Garnacho's goal. 3 touches there from Ronaldo's pass. Garnacho, 1 touch to set himself. 2nd touch to set himself. 3rd touch, I think, was a shot with his left foot. An unbelievable finish. Top class finish. 18 years old. And since he's come into the team the last 2 Europa League games, he's easily been more direct, more aggressive, and more just concentrating on being positive the whole time. That's all he tries. And especially, you know what, even defensively, he drops back a lot and works so hard for the team. And I love it. I love it, man. Garnacho, next big thing up, hopefully. Don't want to get too gassed because it's only been 2 days. Even Makeda had a sick 2 games. But yeah, well done, Garnacho. Also, speaking of defensive work rate, I want to shout out Bruno as well. Probably wasn't the most effective in the right mid slot, and I don't think he is. Like I've said in a few of my other match reactions, I don't think that's the right place for him. But defensively, his work rate was second to none and did exactly what he needed for the team. Also, one more thing I wanted to mention about Martinez. How is the guy winning headers against 6'6" or whatever Sorloth is? Against 6'6" Sorloth. Isn't that the guy that played for Palace as well, by the way? But yeah, how is Martinez winning headers against that guy? And had him on lock the whole game. Martinez is insane, man. He's insane. Just such a top player. In terms of the team as well, that's like the individual positives. In terms of the team, one positive I saw, the first 20 minutes, I felt like we was a bit on edge, couldn't really control the game. I thought just before we'd scored our goal, in terms of keeping the ball in possession, we controlled the ball very well. And then the next 20 minutes of that first half, I thought we was excellent on the ball. Second half, second half was a bit tough, to be honest. I feel like the importance of getting that second goal to finish top of the group just overcome the players and it put too much pressure on us, which, let's take it on to things that we need to improve, yeah? Some might say negatives. In terms of the second half, needing that second goal, I think it put us under too much pressure, and the players failed in that sense. There was no really passing plays, nothing really coming off in the second half. Apparently we didn't have a single shot on target in the second half, which when you're needing one more goal and you hear that stat after the game ends, you're not going to be happy with. So that's definitely something we need to work on. And in this game, we didn't really create many chances other than the Garnacho goal. I can't really remember their keeper making a save. And like I said, to be honest, Real Sociedad, I don't think they threatened us either. I thought our defensive marshaled them excellently throughout the whole game. De Gea made one long range shot, and then De Gea made one long range save, and then a quick reflex save on the second shot, which was unbelievable, by the way. Shout out De Gea, who's having a top season, by the way. But other than that, negatives, just the way we were playing in the second half, it just didn't really make sense to me. And then the substitution. All right, let's take it on to Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek got substituted in the 57th minute for, I think it was Scott McTominay. And this is a question mark I have on Ten Hag now, and we've all tried to back him. We've all backed him since the beginning of the season, especially after the first two games that went poor. We've backed him since, and all his decisions seem to have made the right decisions every step along the way. The way he's handled things has been excellent. But that second half, I don't really know what was going on. So he brought on Scott McTominay, and then we was playing a 3-3-3-1 or a 3-3-4 of sorts. And he's tried this Rashford thing behind Ronaldo before. And I kind of get it. I feel like he wants Rashford to get on the ball, do something a bit magical, draw players towards him, and then Rashford spread it out. The problem with that is Rashford's probably not the best thinker on the ball, and therefore he holds on to it too long in the middle and he ends up giving it away. We know Rashford's best strengths are in behind the defence or on the left wing. So why are we trying to teach him this? Okay, we're trying to teach him something, I get it. But in a game of this magnitude where we needed to get more goals, it just didn't really make sense to me. And the formation, I feel like it ruined our flow. Where we controlled the ball in the first half and we were playing some decent stuff, or at least we're capable of moving through the lines and moving through the different phases of the team. In the second half, I just felt like the midfield was completely non-existent. And I don't know if is that McTominay's fault, but McTominay, Eriksen and Casemiro just couldn't get any chemistry going together, and it didn't really make sense. It seemed like we were missing them the whole of the second half. Is going from defence straight to attack rather than building up and trying to play some kind of football and trying to move between the lines. It wasn't really happening. So I'm not sure if I agreed with Ten Hag. Now obviously it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but completely ruined the flow of the game. And Donny van der Beek, yeah, I get we want to give him minutes, but this was quite an important game for us, especially to try to finish top of the group and try to avoid that playoff round or whatever it is. Should we be risking our chance at finishing top of the group just to give a guy minutes? Realistically, is he good enough to be in this team right now to try and help us win? Because in that first 60 minutes that he played, he was pretty non-existent for at least 55 minutes of it. So what? We risk giving Donny van der Beek minutes just for the sake of it, just because he worked with Ten Hag in Ajax? It felt like we was giving him like charity minutes, and it didn't really make sense to me. Obviously, it's easy for me to say that now, but looking on the game, and obviously Ten Hag's the one that gets paid the big money for this, I feel like he made the wrong decision starting Donny van der Beek. It probably would have been more effective starting McTominay or Fred in that game, just to push Bruno up into centre mid or something. Or even, I don't know, maybe even starting Elanga just to give us some more width. Because Bruno out on the right, I'm not sure is working. Which takes me on to Bruno, to be honest. And Ten Hag's done this a few times now. I'm not sure how I feel about Bruno on the right. It's not really been working for me. Like, his work rate's there, but attacking-wise, and people say he's a good crosser. I think it's pretty rare for him to put in a good cross. Because majority of his long passes, I don't think they really come off. I think he's better quickly doing little interchanges in and around the box, taking a shot off quick time. He's more of an instinct player for me rather than someone that needs to take time down the wing, run down the line and cross it in. I don't think he's really got that in him. He does sometimes, obviously. He's got some wicked assists last season, but throughout, like, consistently, I don't think he's really got that in him. So yeah, the formation was question marks. Bruno on the right is question marks. Giving Van der Beek minutes for free is question marks. And where does Van der Beek go from here? Like, he can't start against Aston Villa on Sunday. Give him Carabao Cup minutes when he's playing with the kids, when the competition doesn't even matter that much. This was an important game, and I feel like Ten Hag made a mistake with starting Donny van de Beek, especially giving him 60 minutes. In 45 minutes, you probably could have taken him off because he wasn't impacting the game. There's a lack of impact as it has been throughout most of his career at Man United. Look, other than that, yeah, let's take it on to Ronaldo, because I didn't mention him in the positives, but to be fair to him, in the first half, I did think he was all right. Held the ball up a couple times, did give it away a bit. Got the assist, obviously. I don't know why the defender backed off from him and allowed him to pass that through to Garnacho. It was poor defending, in my opinion. Other than that, in the second half especially, I just felt like, I don't think it's fair to say he gave up, but it's just like when the ball was coming towards him, he was waiting for the ball rather than going to it and trying to be dominating on the ball. And especially, it's just like, I don't know, he just didn't look really that interested to help us win this game in the second half especially. And this is obviously the goal. I love Ronaldo, but is it becoming a detriment to the team? Like a serious detriment. And to be fair to him, like, he did press in this game as well, I felt like. He pressed when he could. Maybe some of it wasn't the most logical pressing, but at least he's putting in his shift. It's just that second half, I just felt like he gave up, or there was no lack of desire to really drag this team. Look, the Ronaldo of old, or even Ronaldo, say like a couple years ago, 2 years ago, even last year, he would never give up to the last minute. I didn't see him impact this second half at all. And if anything, I counted in the first 10 minutes of that second half, he gave the ball away 3 times. If you're on lone striker, hold the ball up. You're Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. You've been playing professional football all your life, almost, or whatever it is. And you can't hold the ball up against Real Sociedad. He scored, apparently, I think it's 13 goals in 7 games against Real Sociedad in the past. And today, he was completely non-effective against them, really, other than the assist. So I don't want to discredit him too much, because obviously he got the assist and we won the game. And this sounds really negative, but we did win the game. And if we didn't need that second goal, I'd be extremely positive right now. I just felt like we could have gone for more. We could have done more, especially in that second half, more attacking impetus, but we just look completely out of ideas. I didn't really see Eriksen create much. The only person I genuinely feel like was creating in that game was Luke Shaw, and I want to say shout out Luke Shaw, like I have done in the positives. Other than that, negatives, yeah. Ten Hag, you brought on Harry Maguire to go up front. Can someone get in the comments, please, and tell me, has Harry Maguire been up front in any other game? I don't even think Gareth Southgate's done that. And this is like the first time I've really questioned Ten Hag, yeah? Especially after those first 2 games, that Brighton and Brentford games, yeah? What the hell was that? You brought on Harry Maguire in the last 10 minutes to go up front, and I saw my man out on the left wing trying to hold the ball up, and he still gave it away. It didn't really make sense to me. Like, have we seen enough from Harry Maguire in training to believe that he's capable of going up front? He barely even scores headers for us. And then what? In the second half, we're just lumping up to him with no structure at all and just not even trying to play football. We're crossing it in from anywhere, just hitting and hoping, trying to get into Harry Maguire's head. Most of our crosses were going out for goal kicks because we're trying to hit it deep into Harry Maguire in the box. It didn't even work. I don't want to see that guy in the team, man, unless it's against some dead team or something. I don't know, man. But yeah, look, Ten Hag, I don't want to get too down. Look, we've won the game. Let's go on to a little rounding up, yeah? That's the things that we needed to improve. Rounding up. We've won the game 1-0. We've won away in Spain. To be honest, look, as much as I'm disappointed, I'm also proud of the boys. I could see the attempt. We didn't give up. Defensively, I'd say we were phenomenal, to be honest. We didn't put a foot wrong. I don't know. I think this is like 7 clean sheets in the last 10 games or something. We've only conceded 1 open play goal since Casemiro signed or started these last 9 games, which is incredible. It just shows how important he is to the team. Overall, we've won the game. We did play well in the first half. I'm proud of the boys. They've got a win. Unfortunately, we have to go into the playoff round and potentially play a big team. And to be honest, I'm not that fussed because I've got the cup season tickets like you've seen on my Old Trafford vlogs in previous videos. So I'm not that fussed because I get to see a game. It's in February. My birthday's in February. Barcelona, Ajax, whoever it is, Juventus, I don't care. I'm going to be there. We're going to win that game. So I'm not that fussed. I just would have liked us to achieve our objective of this game. We haven't managed it completely, but we've won the game. So fair play to the boys. Obviously, I'm sure they're probably disappointed as well. And I could see that their effort was there. So I can't fault them for that. And it's just, you know what? It's good to be able to enjoy and look forward to a Man United game. Because for a long time, especially with guys like Van Gaal, Moyes, even certain Mourinho times, even certain Oli times, especially Ragnick times, it's been dead to look forward to a game. We were looking forward to games thinking, you know what? We might get spanked here before the game started. And now Ten Hag's here and things are improved. And we've got, for the first time in a long time, at least a manager that looks like he's planning for the long term and can improve individual players like Rashford, like Lindelof, for example, like Shaw, like Dalot. It can't be a coincidence that he's come in and these players' forms have picked up, especially compared to last season or the last couple seasons. So shout out Ten Hag. I'm still very positive for the season. Looking forward to the next round. Looking ahead to the game on Sunday, I believe. I think we're playing Aston Villa. Unai Emery's first game. New manager bounce. Unai Emery, a bit of a nemesis for us. And obviously a very disrespected manager in my opinion, because even if you look at his Europa League record, it goes without saying he's one of the best European League managers or UEFA Cup managers in the history of the second tier competition in Europe. And you can't discredit him for that. I feel like he gets clowned a lot, but he's a very good manager. Probably deserved a bit more time at Arsenal. Maybe hindsight suggests maybe not, because obviously Arteta's doing well right now. But Emery, very good manager. Look, we know how it's going to go. It's going to be a very tight game. Likelihood is Aston Villa are going to play a low block. Just quickly, by the way, shout out Real Sociedad. Stadium atmosphere was immense. Didn't even look like they sold out, but that atmosphere was mad, yeah? That was actually a sick atmosphere. I actually was thinking about going there one day. That's how good it was. And also, they played some good stuff, you know? Like, yeah, we've won 1-0, and yeah, I'm disappointed we didn't score more, but they're a very good team, especially in possession. They don't lose it often. They play smart, sensible football. I just don't think they had much of an attacking threat, but they were missing out on a few key players. But sorry, back to Aston Villa. It's going to be a tight, tense game, I think. I'm hoping we nick a 1-0, 2-0. I wouldn't mind. You know, Emery's going to have them buzzing and have them sitting in a low block. After that, we've got Aston Villa again next Thursday in the Carabao Cup. And me and my cousin are going to be going to that. So watch out for the Old Trafford vlog on that one. Maybe he's going to play some of the youngsters like Zidane Iqbal or Garnacho again. Maybe even Van der Beek might get 90 minutes for once in that game. But yeah, look, Man United have won the game. Unfortunately, we've come second in the group. We haven't topped the group, but still, it's still positive. We won the game, so I can't be too negative. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. Maybe, have I been too negative? Am I being too harsh on the boys? Or are you happy with the 3 points? You happy with the performance? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, go watch the other videos, our previous videos. Some of them are timeless. We've got special videos next week. I'll give you a special hint. It's 2 top 10s coming out. Look, and you know, a lot of people know, if you don't know, I hate this inverted forward, like guys like Salah and all that, yeah? So just to give you a hint, it's the death of the inverted forwards. Next week, watch out for the 2 top 10s. This is the Between the Lines podcast. Subscribe and all that. I'm Adnan, I'm your host. See you on the next one. Peace out. Between the Lines.